Hey everybody. I said I was going to do a video about what happened at my daughter's job, and I'm going to right now. What happened was yesterday, yesterday evening after we got back from the store, me and Doug and the boy, she calls and tells her dad. I was outside talking to the lady next door in the driveway, and she calls her dad and she tells him that this man came in the store and was like a guy she works with at her other job that she knew from her second job. And, they talked for a while, and then that was that. And then this other guy comes in from that same second job, and he's an older man. She said he was roughly around my age, a little older. He better get the fuck off. And he comes in and he's talking to her about he could get her a permanent job up there at that second job. And, just to fill out the application and he would turn it in for her. How convenient to get all of her information. I don't fucking think so. So anyway, she was like, yeah, okay, just being polite and everything. She was just like, he was creepy, he just wouldn't stop talking to me about this other job. And he left. She noticed he was sitting in the parking lot. And he's just sitting like, here's the window. When you look in the window and you can see her, she's right there waiting on customers. And he's sitting in the parking spot right there. Well, this happened about a month and a half ago. And that time it was an older white man, like a biker dude type, and he was in a pickup truck as well. And the guy did the same thing. By the time I got up there, he was gone. And she was a wreck that time. So this time, as soon as her dad told me that she called and that I needed to go up there, I was like, tell me, because he was like dragging his ass, telling me so slow. And I was like, what's going on? And I was grabbing keys and my purse and my cell phone, and I was heading out the door immediately. And I got in the car, headed up there, and I was trying to call her, and it kept going straight to voicemail. All I got from her dad before, and as I was scrambling out the door, was that the guy had went outside, and he later someone called the store phone, and she answered, and it was a man. She said you could tell it was a black man, and he had said, I just want to get to know you better. And she looked out the window, and he was still sitting in his truck right in front of her, and she could see the light on his phone, and he was on the phone. She's like, Mom, my heart just dropped. I knew it was him on the phone, and she panicked. So that's when she called her dad, and she locked up the store. I mean, it wasn't time to lock up yet, but her safety is first. But she locked up the store, and she was in tears. And I had been trying to call her ever since I found out, and I was on the way up there. I tried 6 times, and 6 times it went straight to voicemail. It didn't even ring. My heart sank. I was terrified. And because where she works at, it's a fairly desolate area that time of night, and there's not a lot of traffic at all. So she's only 18. So I called the police, and I was trying to get the police to get up there. So I spilled my guts to the cop, the 911 dispatcher, and this area is so fucking stupid. Well, you need to be patched over to such and such. So she was patching me over here. I've done a waste of time telling her what was going on as fast as I could and as clearly as I could, being upset, trying not to cry. And she transfers me over. It rings. The phone call started breaking up, and then it just got dropped. I freaked. I hung up. I started bawling. And I called her repeatedly again. About the 3rd time that I called her, and I'm like booking. I'm going like 70, almost 70 miles an hour for a good part of the time. And I got behind a pickup truck, this small pickup truck, and he was not going very fast. And I didn't want to pass him in my state because I didn't want to wreck, obviously. So I had that frame of mind, but I was really scared for my daughter. And anyway, the 3rd time I called her, it rang, and I was so happy. But it rang, and it rang, and it rang, and it rang, and it finally went to voicemail. I called her dad, and I was like, have you talked to Shane? I cannot get her on the phone. It's going straight to voicemail. And he said, it's going to voicemail for me too. I'll keep trying. I said, you call me as soon as you get up with her. And any mom out there or dad knows this is a scary situation. and you're trying frantically to get to your child, I don't care how old they are, they're your babies, and you want to protect them. So anyway, he finally calls me back and he says, well, I called him back. And I was like, did you get up with her? He was like, yeah, we just hung up. She's supposed to be calling you. Right then she rang in. I answered. She was like, I was on the phone with the police. That's why you couldn't get through. She called the police too. She was worried. And she said, but while I was on the phone with the cops, he left. And I told the cops not to come. So anyway, I went on up there, and she only had about an hour and change left before she had to close the store. So I waited with her. And I can tell you right now, the knife that was in my bag in my other video, what's in my bag, it was in my motherfucking bag. And I was more than willing to shank a bitch. I have never stabbed anybody in my life, but you know what? As a first time for everything. I just was so mad. I had 1,000 things running through my head that I was going to say to that man if I pulled up there to that lot and he was there. And I was getting out of my car to say it. You better believe it. But anyway, he made the mistake of not realizing that she knew him from the other job and knew his name, first name only. And so that happened, and it scares me every night that she has to work. It scares me. But there's potential for growth at this job, this night job, and she's going to try to stick it out despite the little sexual harassment incident. She's going to stick it out because there is potential for growth there, and that guy that did it's not going to be there much more. He's just not, period. But anyway, so that happened, and that was the story, and it scares me because it had happened that one time before, and she gets a lot of like stalkery guys in there, and it's just not the kind of work she needs to be doing. I don't think it's too public, it's too open, and there's too many weird people out there. And for some reason, she does attract the stalkers. She really attracts the stalkers, and it's always the weird ones, not the ones that could potentially be a promising friendship either. They're fucking weird. So that's what happened with that, and any updates on that, I'm going to always put them up here because I'm an exhibitionist and I'm an open book. So everyone have a good night. Thanks for listening in on me, and click the red button down below and hang out with me some more, and thanks for listening to my shit. Bye.